Hi, this is Will Darius, Senior Editor for CLMnews.com, and you're watching the film review for Hellboy 2, Rise of the Golden Army.
Now for our next item, the Royal Crown of Bethmora, a piece from a long-lost culture.
Lost? Not at all. Very much alive. And I am here to reclaim what is rightfully mine.
Call security!
When our world is threatened,
I have returned to wage war and reclaim our land.
by forces beyond our understanding, our government turns to an elite, top-secret organization.
We're moving up.
We had over 70 guests reported. We have no survivors.
Same story here, babe.
Don't call me babe.
Hey, I said, hey.
Red, we have company.
I have a suspect.
The Royal Seal.
I'm Princess Nuala. My father died to uphold the truce with your world.
I will call upon the help of all the children of the earth. The good. The bad.
Give it up, Nasty. We can see it.
You see me? How? How do you see me?
And the worst.
The Golden Army, the unstoppable force.
Oh, crap.
Kill them.
Wouldn't do that if I were you. They're afraid of me.
You have more in common with us than with them, demon.
Excuse me. Make the choice. You woke up the baby.
From the mind of visionary director Guillermo del Toro, Universal Pictures unleashes Hellboy 2, Rise of the Golden Army on audiences everywhere this weekend. Hellboy 2 is the sequel to 2004's Hellboy. The Hellboy character comes from the Dark Horse division of the DC comic book universe. The plot for the sequel departs from the comic books dramatically, focusing more on original folklore and new mythological tales. The Rise of the Golden Army is the second installment of what is planned to be a trilogy. Along with Del Toro, Ron Pearlman is cast to reprise his role as Agent Hellboy. This is the summer of big comic book inspired blockbusters, but audiences going to see Hellboy will quickly realize that this movie is different from any other out this season. Hellboy 2 is the least known of the bunch, but Rise of the Golden Army is quite possibly the best storyline so far this summer. The plot is well laid out, and the movie is very easy to follow along, despite being based on a tale for which there is no reference. The movie opens up set at a Manhattan collector's auction. The auction is crashed when a priceless golden crown is called up for bid. A pale stranger claims that the crown is his own, and unleashes vicious creatures known as tooth fairies on the patrons. The tooth fairies devour all in attendance, leaving behind nothing but their droppings. CGI technology has come a long way, and a lot of sci-fi movies pull off amazing special effects, but even the most discerning moviegoer will appreciate the scenes with the tooth fairies. And that's where the movie kicks off. Rise of the Golden Army is like every other big blockbuster this summer. It's loud and is filled with a lot of booms and bangs. The film also explores its fair share of subplots and tries to incorporate comedic banter. Sadly, that's where the film falls short of the others. The banter isn't as witty as Iron Man or The Dark Knight, and the attempt at a romantic subplot just doesn't fully deliver. Agent Hellboy and Liz Sherman, played by Ron Pearlman and Selma Blair respectively, just don't have the on-screen chemistry for what the movie is trying to pull off. There's even a love interest for venerable Abe Sapien played by Doug Jones. Although the triad of romantic comedy falls flat in this film, there's one extremely funny moment midway through the movie when Abe and Hellboy break out into a musical number while talking about their respective experiences with women. As digressional as those moments can be, the film does deliver in almost every other way. The demons, elves, trolls, and assorted creatures in this movie are very believable and all have unique personalities. They're almost like ugly X-Men characters. Not enough credit can be given to Del Toro and legendary comic book writer Mike Mignola for creating an original plot that pleases. They completely abandoned the mad scientist storyline from the comic books. The other area in the film that could have been better is the final scene. The Golden Army tale itself is very good and captivates moviegoers, but they aren't actually featured in the movie until the very end, and the big climatic battle scene involving the Golden Army leaves a lot to be desired. There's a mini twist at the end, but it ultimately doesn't affect the movie that much. The film score is really high for the originality of the storyline, the imagery, and the action scenes. The plot is really easy to follow and you don't need to be a fan of any particular genre to enjoy it. Where the film falls short, as mentioned, is with the peripheral plots. The acting was on par with what you'd expect from a film of this type. Rise of the Golden Army is being received well by the critics, and with an opening day take of $25 million, it's expected to do well, even after the release of The Dark Knight next week and The Journey to the Center of the Earth this week. Hellboy 2 receives an overall score of 7.5 out of a possible 10 from CLM News. For more on this film, visit www.clmnews.com and search keyword Hellboy. Make CLM News your new home for news and media. Visit the movie section for daily movie trailers and exclusive cast member interviews. For CLMnews.com, I'm Will Darius.